You want boogie shoes? Should we do boogie shoes,
You do
Dwight?
whatever you want. You got it.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
A little bit of polyester, a little bit of cocaine. That's all we got right there. It's the 70s, baby. We're letting it rip.
favorite type of weed.
Cocaine. Theo Von. He has hits every once in a while. We're like, that's perfect. That's perfect. No, I would have thrived in the 70s. I would have been great. I would have been that guy in the 70s with the rose-colored glasses and that little necklace that has the jar with the cocaine spoon. Where you do little tutors.
Yeah.
Look,
Get a bump.
I just a little bump every once in a while. Get through the day, okay?
That's why they were so productive in the
Listen,
70s.
God,
the cars were better.
America was better. There was fires on Lake Erie, but you know what? Production was through the roof. Production was through the roof, Dwight. Welcome to it. It's Brock and Dwight, and we're shooting the bull. We're talking conspiracies, whatever you want to do. I did ask Dwight, and this was a serious question. I said, what are we talking about today? And he looked me dead in the eyes.
Yeah.
And he said, well, did you hear about them darkening the sun?
Dimming, dude.
Dimming. Putting the dimmer switch down on the sun, which I said, hold on, don't say another word. We're going to get started. And then I proceeded to go to conspiracies on Reddit because, you want good
information.
You want to go to get good conspiracies. You go to Reddit.
That is not a website. That's a fucking time machine.
I tell you what, Reddit, the more I'm on it, I'm like, boy, they got
a lot of stuff right.
They got a lot of stuff on there.
But they got a lot of right stuff.
4chan, don't get in there. All right, that's dark web. You got to be careful. You got to know where you're going with that one. But Reddit, that's safe for everyone. Okay, so Dwight, well, why don't we start with dimming of the sun, and we'll go from there.
Well, who would have known? Who would have thought that chemtrails were fucking real, bro?
Okay, now chemtrails. Tell for the layman's out there what chemtrails are when they heard that, if they were to hear this in a general conversation.
But I mean, I was never a big chemtrail guy. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. But what they were doing was they were spreading it in aircraft. They were dropping the main component of it was aluminum.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like in this micro, it's very atomized, and they spray it out the back of aircraft at altitude and seed. They're like cloud seeding.
Seeding. So again, if anyone out there like, okay, this still doesn't make sense. Imagine you're looking up at the sky and you go, oh, look, there's an airplane, and you see that line behind it. That's what. Now, some may say that's chemtrails. In layman's terms, that might be the best example of what conspiracy theorists might be saying, but more than
truth
that,
seekers.
obviously. Truth seekers. But the real people.
Dude, and here's the thing, it depends on how long the trail, it could be just, exhaust from the aircraft at altitude, but it has to be at altitude. Yeah. Or, you see these checker patterns up in the sky too, and that's chemtrail. But what they're doing is now, and you can look this up, there's a patent out there for a 747, like a Boeing, military industrial complex, for a Boeing aircraft.
Yeah.
It's a patent for their jet engine to induce this chemtrail into the engine and spray it as they fly.
So,
and it's not necessarily military craft doing this anymore.
No, cloud seeding is actually something you can pay for a lot of money. Yeah. Companies will do this.
Yes.
And is there an exact science? I don't know enough of it, but the crazy part is it's not like a big secret. You can seed clouds, and you want rain on your wedding day, a la Alanis Morissette. Fantastic song. Great year, 1996, Jagged Little Pill. I think that's what. Anyway, you got it. You got that. Fantastic. Yeah. Long black hair, probably hairy armpits back then. You got it.
Well, I know who she was.
Yeah, I did. But it's not like it's a super secretive thing, but it's been slowly kind of introduced, and it might be more to it than people know.
Let's go back. Let's get the history of this stuff.
Okay.
You know who came up with it?
Nazis.
When did it start? 1947.
Those Nazis coming in again.
He's give him a little bit. He's coming around now.
Hold on, wait. I gotta have. Wait. I got it. Nazis. Whenever I get something right, I'm gonna hit the Howard
You
Dean.
should, yeah.
I'm gonna hit the Howard
dude.
Dean.
You
That's
were right on, man.
That's right. Yep.
Yes, 1947, they started experimenting with cloud seeding.
Look at
Now,
that.
it actually might go back to where they were doing some of this stuff in the 20s.
Yeah.
But it really took prevalence with the American government in the 47. So we
Which-
all know who was running the show back then.
Nazis. So basically, the Wright brothers got us into the air, and they were like, "Let's fuck with everybody."
There is a, you can look up the quote.
Yeah.
Whoever controls the weather controls the world. You look that quote up.
You know,
They knew. And if you go to Dubai, when they had those hellacious torrential rains, dude, that was cloud seeding. That they accidentally did that. That was a mistake.
like, oops.
Yes.
We were doing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you go to Iran, in front of the United
So
Nations.
far away?
Flak
of sequels. Do you like flak of sequels?
Apparently.
But
Iran in just like 2000s, Ahmad Ahmadinejad. Ahmad
Nailed
Ahmadinejad
it.
in front of the UN Council said that the United States was screwing with their country by doing like fucking with their
weather experiments, all this.
and like in issuing a drought to them.
Okay.
And again, like, who knew he was fucking right? Like,
I gotta bring something up here because this is kind of. I mean, when you really think about it, and that quote again, Dwight, the weather quote.
those that control the weather control the world.
I believe that was Pikachu that said that from the Pokemon series. No. Okay.
I never got into. I had no idea what Pokemon.
But God, people are into it, right?
Yeah.
They're into it.
I don't get it.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah,
They
people
put it
are
on their,
they,
like stickers
everywhere.
on their
And they were
cars
doing like the. Remember when Pokemon Go was real
I
big?
remember that. I caught
Fucking
a guy in
nuts.
a basement at a
Jerking off. Oh, sorry. No, he was looking
Close.
for. I caught the
He was
final
playing
one.
Pokemon Go down there.
Got to catch them all. Got to catch them all. So I didn't mean to bring that into it, but let's talk about this weather thing because when you look at the geography of the world,
Or the geography.
geography, thank you. There used to be a lot more lush green areas. There used to be parts of the world that is now Sahara deserts that were used to be Amazonian areas that used to be lush, beautiful, thriving forests, croplands, and now our dry desert land. Do you think this technology was even before we got a hold of it?
No, that they talk about the Sahara Desert like changing over time, like it goes back and forth between lush green rainforest and actual desert. But actually, the planet is more green now than it's ever been.
What?
Yeah, due to carbon. Oh,
What?
yeah, look it up.
That's bananas.
It's crazy, isn't
They
it?
keep telling me that we're killing
right,
everything.
right? And it's actually really good for plant life, obviously, because
Well,
yeah,
what
the
about
only
the
carbon they want to get rid of, dude, is you and me. That's what these people are about. That's what global warming is about.
That's a
Oh,
good
I'm
line.
sorry, climate change.
That's it.
Like, dude, that's
a
what
good
it's
line.
all about.
That's what I call it. The only carbon they want to get rid of is
Is
you and me.
you
That's
and
the name of this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So that kind of throws me because now I'm thinking we got it throughout history people trying to control the weather because you control the crops, you control what we're growing, what we're doing, everything. So, but back then though, you don't think that was an issue. This is a newer thing.
No, this is a new thing. This is by these globalists, these elitists that are under the power control of this evil that rules this planet. I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
Well,
Like,
I get you. I get
Yeah.
you. So okay, so
they're anti-humanist.
the 20s happened. We get flight with the Wright brothers. Now we figure out we can get up in the skies. Nazis come in. We can control the weather possibly.
Yeah.
How are we controlling it?
Well, they seed it with a chemical. There's metals involved. I don't know everything, but the main one is aluminum, which is very toxic for human beings, plant life, other animals, insects.
Liquid aluminum. How they
Insects.
getting that?
No, it's a particulate. So it's actually in a solid state. It's just in a particulate. It's almost aerosolized, but it's still a particulate. And they cloud seed it they just drop it into the sky. And what they're trying to do in the UK right now is actually dim the sun, block the sun. And if
that's I totally forgot that's how we started.
That's how we started.
The dimming of the sun.
It's the dimming of the sun. What they're trying to do. And if you go into like my whole like health realm
Mm-hmm.
is centered around the sun. Not so it's not so much exercise, and it's not so much what I would say your diet. It's actually sunlight. Sunlight is pinnacle, and they know this. These people know this, and they're trying to dim the sun and tell you it's global warming. That's why they're doing it. They're trying to save the planet by killing it.
I'm right there with you in the sun. Okay, well, hold on. Let me back this up because again, I am always the devil's advocate, the maybe possible voice of reason in this. Not saying you're wrong,
I
right?
would say you're wrong. Yeah.
But
And then you just get proven wrong in
I
about
just
6 months.
as he checks the watch that's watching him. He's the watch now.
I got it
If
off.
you're wearing a watch that's watching you, you're a watch. But it coming as the voice of reason, or just maybe the skeptical spectator.
Yeah.
I will agree with you, Dwight. We've gotten so against the sun. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to be somewhat careful, but we've made it such an enemy.
Yep.
Even though vitamin D, which we get from sweet milk, sweet mommy's milk, and also Bessie the cow, also the sun, which provides it. That
It's not like sunlight, dude.
that warmth. That you go out in the sun and immediately how you feel, you're like,
it's different.
God, that's nice.
Sunlight is. Here's what sunlight is. It's dude. It's a
God
wave.
kissing us.
It's information.
What am I? Oh, sorry.
No,
I got nervous.
hit your button when you
I'm
get
so-
right
I'm
something
so-
right.
I'm sorry. I got nervous.
That's later.
I hit the huck too, but I'm sorry. I
That's
apologize.
later. Dude, you fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's information. That's what sunlight is. It's information.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's information for your body, right?
Mhm.
It's not only information for
On
your
a-
body.
Cellular level.
Yes, on a cellular level, but now I think what they're trying to find out is like sunlight's actually a wave. Okay, now this is going to lead into everything else too.
Like a radio wave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so here it is. This is why the ancients were so obsessed with like where stars were, because it's light, where the sunrise on the solstice was setting, where like, on the Sphinx and all that, because that sunlight that when they knew what it, at that proper spot when it hit the Sphinx, that sunlight, that light is information. Okay, that's exactly what it is.
Hold on, Sam. You just kind of
And
blew
it's
my mind there.
information for your body.
You just kind of blew my mind because, right, you look at anything. You look at you look at Stonehenge.
Yep.
You look at the Sphinx, the pyramids.
Yep.
Everything lines up perfectly. What's that other one I just saw where it's like if you're at this right point during, it lines up.
Göbekli Tepe.
Göbekli, yeah, that way.
Yeah.
Göbekli, man. I can't say it because I've had a couple of these. I'm seeing stars, folks. No, but it's so true. Everything
what it is.
The sun is so important, and stars and light.
The sun controls everything on this
And
planet.
also, too,
Everything.
the moon is also very important, but that's reflected sunlight.
It's reflected sunlight. Yeah. It here. Oh, and I know.
We did that. We
Right?
did. We've been there. Okay.
That's what the sun controls everything on this planet.
Jesus.
And if you don't understand how vitally important sunlight is for your health, and you listen to this captured science of the healthcare system that we have in this country, like you listen to them, what do they tell you? Stay out of the sun. It'll give you cancer.
Put your sunblock on.
Yep.
Put
the
on
sunblock
these.
on.
And actually, isn't aluminum in sun?
There you go. Hit it. You're missing your cues. What kind of fucking show? Are we running
Sorry,
here?
hold on. Wait. I got this one. Yeah. That's
That's what I get after the hawk. Too,
That's a good one. Well,
you
yeah.
know?
Dude, and spit on that thing.
That's information too.
Yeah, right. And then take me out to the body. Sorry, we got too far into the sound effects. Whoa.
Okay. So yeah, dude, we could go down one or two paths.
Okay.
Okay. Here's where the road's gonna split. It's gonna fork or spork as we do, because we just
Prong. That's what. There you go. Yeah, we got it. Fork would be 3.
How many pokies?
Spoon. There's a divot in there. I don't know.
Okay. we can. I forgot what we were talking about. We can go down. We can go down one or two ways.
Yep.
Light is information, right? And really, really blow your mind.
Yeah.
Or we can go down the medical industrial complex and how it's corrupted and told you that sunlight is bad.
So, and again, this
By
is
design.
This is one thing. And again, I think you and I think we're on the same page on a big spectrum of it.
Yep.
But when I look at my religion, in the very beginning, God created day and night. He saw the light and that it was good, and he called that day. So if I'm looking at it that way, of course, the light is what I'm going for.
Sure.
So look at that. I can't see any other place where the light would not be good for me. And by the light, the sun, and what is giving me food, giving me vitamin, whatever I need, it's in that light.
Yeah. So you want to go down one or two paths, or do you want to go down both these paths? Because either one of them's pretty wild. But yeah, I don't know. Dude,
okay.
It gets really.
What do you want to do? You tell me. I feel like I already know where I need to go. What I'm going to follow is I'm going to follow the sweet, sweet sunshine.
Yeah.
Sunshine
on my shoulder
makes me happy.
Horny.
Or it says, yeah, horny. Yeah.
John fucking Denver, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you believe that?
That actually was the first recording.
First recording.
Before he died. In the aircraft.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
He was getting a blowjay while flying.
Blowjobs on my wiener. Makes me happy. All right. We've ruined this already. Okay. Let's go. So we need sunlight. What's the other option? What do you want to do? You tell me. Do you want to go down the dark path?
Dark path is going to be, the dark path is probably going to be the information is sunlight.
Yeah.
What leads to what this is and how you don't. This is where we're getting a lot of things wrong. Is like you're talking about a creator and like it needs to be a creator that creates everything. Like there has to be something behind it. And that's the sunlight is information thing leads back to there is no, flesh and blood or person or something like that behind the creation. It's actually it's information that just exists in consciousness. And that's what sunlight is. That's what light is. That's what all light is.
Right.
Is information. And what this construct is made for consciousness. It's made for information. And that's where we're getting things wrong, right? That's where religion gets it wrong, and that's where science gets it wrong. And here you go. This is where we're going to go. Okay. Science tries to describe consciousness through physics. It's not that way. It's the other way around. What they've got screwed up is that this construct is a design for consciousness, and out of that comes physics, right? So they've got it completely wrong.
Ooh, good Jesus, that was I don't get it.
I didn't think you would.
Understand.
Let me break it down.
Okay.
Let me give you a little
example. Because right now I'm hitting rocks together trying to get a spark, and hopefully fire will cook saber-toothed tiger.
And I'm trying to go down one. Okay, let me give you I'll break this down for you.
Okay.
And I know we broke this down one-on-one before, but we'll do it again for everybody out there because it's a very,
I wasn't paying attention before, but now I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention.
You
now.
just go up to your wife when we're done. You're like, this guy is fucking. I don't
look.
want him around my daughter.
Don't let him in the house anymore, honey. When he comes and knocks, don't let him in the house anymore. We'll just look. It's great. We had a good run.
Poor wife.
But I swear to God, he has lost his goddamn mind.
Okay, let's do this.
Break it down. Let's do it.
Okay. Yes, your computer, right? Inside your computer, you're putting information on it.
Right.
Okay. It's ones and zeros, right? Basically, ones and zeros, ones and zeros, ones and zeros.
Yep.
Okay. There is a formula that says that information that you're putting on your computer, E equals MC squared, can't destroy nor create any energy.
Yep.
When you're putting information on that computer, you get bit from it. So it goes like 1010001000. Now you're putting information on there. It starts as a very organized construct, which is 00000 or 111111. Right.
Yep.
Now you're putting information on it. It becomes, as you put information on it, becomes more deconstructed. Right. So now you're putting energy on it. Delete it. That energy has to go somewhere. Where does it go?
out
out.
into the ether.
So if
you
you're
will.
going to put energy, like say on a computer system or a server, right?
Mhm.
It has been said through this formula that, and I can't remember the guy that had it, but it said that like all of information on the earth today, there's 1 kilogram of information total on all computers all over the world, all servers, right? All these big server farms, there's a total of 1 kilogram of information. The information is weight. It is mass. Okay. Information is mass. If you delete it, it's got to go somewhere, right? Okay, just kind of remember that. They said there's a formula also that if you take all the servers with all this new AI that's coming out, this quantum AI,
we're making more information.
Correct.
Right.
And you've got to put it somewhere. So you put it on all these servers, right? That means that in 300 years, there's going to be a moon's worth of weight on the earth on these servers, as how fast we are accumulating information from this quantum AI.
What's that? It's just
it's exponential.
Yeah, it just goes. It goes and goes and goes.
20 years after that, there's going to be another Earth's worth of mass on this planet.
10 years after that, there's going to be
it'll destroy the
whatever
planet
it is.
before it gets to that point.
We just got too much
It'll
weight.
tear the planet apart.
Okay.
That being said,
right?
Now
right.
we know that information has some form of mass. Okay. Let's cut to galaxies. Do they spin at the same rate inside to outside? Okay. Are they spinning at the same rate? No, they're not.
No.
It's like a record, right? They should. I'm sorry. There's more mass inside of a galaxy on the inside than the outside.
Yep.
But they spin at the same
and that's
rate.
actually been proven. Like
Yes.
that whole they've
Yes.
done even smaller
Found that in
scale,
the
and it's
70s.
like right. It's like, hey, out here is the same as inside. That's what it is.
It spins like a record, but a record is evenly
is,
distributed, right?
You spin me right round,
Round, baby.
right round,
Sing
like a record, baby.
I hate you. It's
Is
not
that Wanted Dead or Alive? Isn't that who sings it?
don't
Hold on.
know.
Wait, now hold on. Time out. Hold on. You spin me. You spin me.
I think we need another advertisement.
Dead or
break.
Alive? God, why did I know that?
By Bush Bavaria.
Fucking why did I know that? So, okay.
So yeah, the record.
Yeah.
Okay. Record spins at the same rate on the outside as it does on the inside.
Yep.
A galaxy shouldn't spin like that because there's more mass in the center of it.
Right.
Right. But it
There you go.
spins
Yep.
like a record. It
Yep.
spins at the same rate. Where's all the mass on the outside of the fucking galaxy? Where is it?
Yep.
Okay. That's how they discovered dark matter.
Yep.
Okay. There's got to be some great amount of mass on the outside of these galaxies.
Okay.
Right? It's dark matter. It's what's in your fucking computer, dude.
In our computer now.
It's information.
So, hold on. Let's bring back to where we were at. The sun, is that a computer that is feeding information to us?
It's a creation of consciousness.
And we're getting fed more information from that, or it's a power source for the information?
No.
Because again, this whole conversation, what we started with was the sun is being dimmed. Jesus Christ. The sun, you know what?
There's 3 cans over there.
Well, this one's a probiotic soda.
One.
This show brought to you by Poppy, by the way. I don't know. They're going to be very upset that they're a part of this, that I brought them into it.
Especially when I get into the other part.
Our sun is, well, it's half vodka, obviously. The sun is being dimmed because it's giving us information, too much information. Some higher ups are now, okay, all this energy, this dark matter being kicked to us. Bring us back to that, Dwight.
Well, this kind of starts to prove the simulation theory that
I don't like that.
I know you don't, because it fucks with your worldview and what you said to me. It does, because it's exactly what you said to me. What you said to me is my upbringing, and what
No. Hold on.
This is going to really mess with you. Like consciousness is everything, and out of consciousness, this was created. Okay.
So wait, hold on. Let me jump in here.
Sunlight
Because
is just atoms. That's all it is.
right.
And if you look at an atom, if you look at the atoms, like say in the sun,
Mm-hmm.
there's hardly any atoms in there. It's more empty space than anything.
Now hold on. Let me jump in because I still don't think. And again, this isn't whatever you want to say with it. I don't think the religious view is that far off from a
it's
Matrix style.
way off.
Well, I don't know, from a Matrix style.
Because you're talking about a creator, like
Yeah.
an actual individual that is like, you're talking about human being, basically, like with human being traits. It's a jealous God. It's this, the God like has anger. It has this. You're putting human traits to it.
But
when you're talking about God, in
which were created for me, created in his image. It's
yeah.
How do we not?
That
I guess
came from Yahweh. Sorry, Old Testament. Do you want me to break your bubble on that?
You're gonna hold on.
I'm just gonna.
Before we get into this, hold on.
Okay.
I don't think the simulation argument and the religious argument can really be that terribly far off, because what we're all doing is we're experiencing though something that we can't explain, something that is deeper than us. So before, don't dismiss everything.
No, I'm listening.
Don't dismiss,
I'm listening,
right.
because this is
it's, if you look at
it's Stockholm syndrome.
we have
it's basically what everybody in religion has. Like,
I love my captor. All right, he's a good man. He's a good man.
As he tells you, you're a sinner.
This is what I'll get, but it's. I think it's more than that. But I think if we're looking at the big picture of everything, we have a creator. You agree with that?
No.
How are we here then? How are we here then?
You're here through consciousness. You're here
which
through
was
information
provided by.
No, it's just is. That's just it. Like, I know you can't wrap your head around that, but there is nobody up there like saying, "Oh, poof!" There's the poof, and then there's the and then poof. Like, there's nobody up there doing that.
Well, hold on, there is though, because if we go back to our previous conversation, the Anunnaki or whatever you say, we were put here for a certain thing. So there's still someone though that is
pulling the strings.
strings.
So if you want to talk about the Anunnaki, like Enki and his brother Enlil.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. These
I know,
warring
love
factions,
those guys.
These warring factions.
Yeah,
right. Okay, that's where Yahweh came from. That's the Hebrew God. It's Enlil. He's the evil brother, dude. And here's the thing. This is gonna blow your mind. Okay.
Well, we already got into the sun. My mind is already
from polytheism to monotheism. How did we go from that?
Maybe we found out that we were in the wrong. Maybe we found out that we were taking too many liberties in what we thought we knew as humans, as people that maybe given free will, that had a chance to go on their own, much like a teenager going off to college. And we made some poor choices along the way.
Yeah, very poor choices, because the God that is in your Bible is, it is an evil God. Like, here's what's going to blow your mind. Like, read your scriptures. Read all your scriptures going back to like Yahweh, and how Yahweh said, "No more are there any other gods. It is only me." So there was other gods, and then all of a sudden now there's not other gods. These are human beings that were like worshipped as gods, basically, and they instilled this in human beings to worship them, right? So it was a bunch of different gods, and then all of a sudden it went down to one God. Okay.
Well, how do we know that he's just not the most badass God?
Because it was Enlil, and he made it. He was a tyrant, and he made it illegal based, and he slaughtered people that were worshiping these other gods. That's where we get these warring factions, and this will all come out.
Okay, wait, now hold on. So wait. So what I'm hearing is maybe there is one true God that we've all talked about that just is more badass than all the other ones.
He's just more evil.
Whoops some ass. And here I am, and now maybe I'm following the right guy.
But he's not a god. He's a flesh and blood human being with a lot of technology. He's a CRISPR human. Okay, that's what the Anunnaki were, dude. They were CRISPRs.
Do you mean like CRISPR drawer? Hold on, a CRISPR drawer. Keep that lettuce fresh. Hold on.
They were like super advanced, very, very genetically engineered human beings, right? And a lot of people will talk about them being actually like future humans and how they fuck with the timeline. And it's just their technology made them small g gods. That's all it was. And they're trapped in this simulation trying to find a way out
to a higher being.
There's higher dimensions above this.
Yes.
All created through consciousness.
But where's the final point?
There is no final point. It's we're in the third dimension. There's 13 total dimensions, but
Mhm.
there's 12 dimensions above us.
Boy, we are already 30 minutes in, and
Yeah.
I'm just.
Wait, let me get this out about about Yahweh.
Well,
And
hold on,
how
wait, because
it converted, like, dude, slowly over time. These multiple gods
yeah,
were defeated by this one God to be Yahweh, the Old Testament God.
yeah.
That's why he was so hellfire
sacrificial
and brimstone,
and
Yes.
flood the world. I got
Flood
you.
the world.
got you.
The flood
I got
is
you.
real. Like,
Flood is real. Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. I want to bring.
I
Wait.
digress.
Hold on, because we started off on a kind of lighthearted thing with the sun,
The sun.
and I think we'll bring it back on our next go around. Okay.
Okay.
Where can we go back to bring us back on the sun? With the UK doing this stuff,
Yeah.
we got all the time in the world to talk about Old Testament and everything like that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
sun stuff, though, that's happening.
Bill Gates,
Now.
dude, get like start paying attention to that piece of shit because and right here.
Arrest.
Yeah, dude. Rest Dr. Fauci.
Look.
And I look at this loser piece of trash. Like Nuremberg trials. Like that's what this is. Say Nuremberg.
it, right here.
Guantanamo
Look at
Bay, bro.
Son
Like,
of a bitch.
But that's okay. So Bill Gates, dude,
Yeah.
like he's behind this stuff too. Like
Yeah.
about dimming the sun. These
I've never seen him with a tan, by the way, so I don't think you're far off.
right.
Look, I'm not being facetious.
Okay.
Seriously, look
Yeah.
at the people who are in. How many people in charge have a sweet natural tan?
They're all pasty.
They're all pasty,
Yeah, dude.
vampire looking,
Yeah.
Nosferatu looking
Yeah, and then they'll
motherfuckers.
tell you that the sun causes like skin cancer, and the sun causes like melanoma.
Mhm.
Here's a little known thing about melanoma: it doesn't exist at the equator. Why?
Because everyone's just got a sweet bitchin' tan.
And then
there.
every time you get
Yeah.
melanoma, you
Yeah.
know where it's at?
Yeah.
Where the sun don't hit,
Yeah.
bottom of people's feet, like high up on their leg, like it doesn't see any kind of like sunlight.
Yeah.
It's actually the inverse.
Yeah.
It's actually a lack of sunlight that's causing that. And it's basically it's a metabolic disease. Like, but I'm no doctor, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just some stupid plumber that could figure out that a system is a system and that sunlight isn't bad for you. And people don't have a solar callus today. That's what the problem is when they're like getting super burnt by the sun. You have to build up your solar callus and keep it that way. We're not outside anymore. We're under blue light inside. That's also information, blue light.
Mm.
And we can go into how blue light from basically from the KT event, after the dinosaurs died out, mammals lived underground, came out of ground. We still have that like in our gene. It's a gene, and I can't remember the name of the gene for the life of me right now, but there's a gene in us that turns light, blue light,
Yeah,
because there wasn't any sunlight after the KT event,
blue
turns
light.
blue light into energy.
It gives my wife headaches when she's not wearing her
And
glasses.
there's a reason for that, dude.
I can see it.
You
Light
absorb
is
it,
so important.
and it makes you metabolically dysfunctional.
I could
is what it
see.
does.
This is. I love this conversation because I don't think enough people. Long story short, and we are gonna. I got so many pins in this that we're gonna
dude.
revisit on this.
Yeah.
But the light thing is so important to me. We're not getting out in the sunshine and just sitting
right.
and on there. And then the blue light is such a big thing.
Super bad. dude.
It's she has
Yeah.
blue light glasses.
I do
They
too.
sell blue light, right? Because it's everywhere.
I do too.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So final thoughts, because we've gone really far on this,
Yeah.
and we're gonna pin this out.
Yeah, dude.
Long story short, go out and get a fucking tan.
Go get a tan, dude.
Go get a tan.
No, I don't give advice. Okay, I do not give advice.
Hypothetically
But-
speaking,
If you think about it, like, dude, if okay, so you get on an airplane because we have air travel today. You get on an airplane and you travel down to like the Bahamas, and you get just fucking fried, right?
Mhm.
If this was 1,000 years ago, I would have to walk all the way down to Florida. Then I would have to jump on a boat. Dude, you know how long it would take me to like get that solar callus built up? And then
You'd
I'd
be-
get down there.
You'd be getting sun this whole time.
No problem.
Yep.
I'd get down there, no problem. Hey, let me tell you something about COVID. All right. And this is kind of final thoughts.
Final
Maybe
thoughts from
Put something in your craw. Dude.
Right here.
Why do you think that American blacks suffered so bad during COVID?
Because they were inside. Everyone was inside.
You're close. You're close. Yeah, they were inside. You're close. You're close. They're African, right?
Yeah.
By I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they are.
Yeah. Genealogy.
Yeah.
Genealogy.
race. Their race.
The race.
The race
Racially
lives.
speaking, yes.
The
yes.
race is from Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. Close to the equator,
Yeah.
right? Lots of sunlight. That's why they're black. They reflect the sunlight, right? So it's a protection for their skin.
Yeah.
Right. Once you start taking those people those people. Once you start taking them,
What you mean? God, this one's gonna get flagged immediately. Everyone, we have good intentions. We have good intentions. What you mean?
no, this is what they're not telling you, dude.
You know,
this is what they will not tell you.
We are like Robert Downey in blackface in Tropic Thunder. That's what
I'm the dude playing the dude.
for 400 years they've been using that word to bring us down. Are you quoting? What is he quoting? Trying to get up that hill. Anyway, sorry, right.
Is that the Jeffersons?
That's the Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons.
What? Huh? Good show. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but where was I?
no,
The reason why they suffered so bad from COVID in the United States, they're at the wrong latitude. Sunlight. That's why they don't absorb vitamin D. You need to be a black person to be or dark skinned in America at this latitude in Wisconsin, dude. You need 20 or 30 times the amount of sunlight that I need as a Caucasian man.
Yeah.
Okay. We're designed that way. And this is not what they told you. They told you it was racism or something weird, crazy, dude. These are these evil people that are controlling this stuff and are the same people that
The narrative.
are trying to dim the sun.
The narrative,
right?
yep.
And you talk about Bill Gates, dude. He's behind all this. Okay, he's involved with this. And IBM,
Irritable bowel. Oh, sorry. No, that's IBS. Sorry, but I got you.
No,
Yeah.
let's bring this full circle, and then that's how we'll end this. Okay,
Beautiful.
IBM,
Yeah.
right? Who got him the sweetheart deal with IBM? It was his mommy. Okay?
Oh,
His mommy and daddy were big time
mommy-
lawyers, very wealthy lawyers, right?
So just the little working in his garage from his own bootstraps on there. Yeah.
okay,
Huh?
then get your button ready.
I'm ready. Oh,
Okay? Get
I'm
your
ready.
button
I'm ready.
Yeah, just
Yep.
cue it up. Okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
IBM. Wasn't it IBM that during the Holocaust, that's how they kept track of the Jews?
Sorry. That's
Yeah, they had the database. That IBM controlled the database for the Holocaust.
really.
Yes, the punch card list. Yep, that was IBM. IBM,
You heard it here.
Bill Gates, dim the sun. All of this stuff started in 47.
Fucking everyone go out and get a tan. I don't care what you're doing. I went out mowing today. You can't really see it. Scissoring.
That's right, people. That's right. Brought it full circle.
Go out
Or
and get
scissor.
some sun. I'm serious. I'm going out laying out. I'm going naked out into the wilderness to
It's
get some
just
sun.
like this.
Right there. Oh wait, no wait. I think I got one more. Let's do this one. Let's do
Yeah, I'll go Stan. It's,
I
it's
like
raining.
this.
It's raining. It's raining. They're seeding the clouds.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Anyway, I am so. All right, I am excited for next
Wow.
week. Let's put a pin
Yeah.
in so much stuff.
Let's do it.
Long story short, everyone go out and get some sun. That's what you got to
Yeah.
do. Get some sun. You guys, sunshine on your shoulders and your taints.
You
and
steal my
your-
sunshine.
You steal my sunshine. Is that Ace of Base? I think so.
No, it's
No, I thought it was-
No, Len. It's
Oh,
Len.
I'm
Len.
so-
Len.
You know, I know you're gay. You know that is Len that sings that song. All right. We will see you all next time. I'm going to send us out with some sweet. Go get some sun. Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Son of a.
This is it right here. This is everything you need to know. All right. See y'all next time. Dwight, good job, buddy.